Here's Erskine.
I'd like to wish a Merry Christmas to all of our listeners, all of our stations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Celebrate the season no matter what your religion is. I'd like to also make a mention that the President and CEO of the American Red Cross has a salary of over $650,000. President of the United Way receives over $500,000 plus expense benefits. The Salvation Army's Commissioner, Todd Bassett, receives only less than $20,000 a year plus housing for managing that organization. Be careful where you give your money. It's too hard to come by, and organizations like the Salvation Army do so much good. Robert Chapman, the publisher of the International Forecaster, the man who's been consistently right, not only this year, but last year, the year before last, and on back. He has the newsletter that examines the world economic condition and major events. Look back on the past issues, listen to some of the past programs. He has been absolutely on target with his economic trends. And this is nothing that CNN, ABC, CBS, NBC, or any of the managed news services can say. He gives information to help you make informed financial decisions. Robert Chapman, the International Forecaster, welcome to Erskine Overnight, my friend, and Merry Christmas to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me back. I look forward to it, as you well know, after all these years of us being on together. And I wish you and everybody who's listening a wonderful Christmas and all the other holidays that we have at the end of the year, and a prosperous New Year as well. It's going to be a very difficult year, and we all have to get in the right frame of mind to face those difficulties. And so get ready. I think it's very important that you do get ready.
Absolutely, and you've been telling people how to get ready for years, and hopefully those who have been listening to you are in pretty good shape. If we look back, and one of the things that you've done in this week's International Forecaster is look back. You look back a couple of years ago to December 2007, when the net worth of U.S. households were 19% better than they were today, where we had 7.2 million jobs more than we had back then. We have really dropped in the last 2 years incredibly. 2009 December versus 2007. It is absolutely incredible what's happened, isn't it? And more foreclosures to come.
Well, I think right now, just in the last 2 years, we've lost approximately 9 million jobs, and prior to that, we lost 5 million jobs through free trade, globalization, offshoring, and outsourcing alone. And so if you put the two of them together, you get 14. You get 10 million people approximately that are working part-time that don't want to be. Instead of 40 hours a week, it's 33.1 as of the last numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And so what are we looking at here? We're looking at 24 million people who are either unemployed or they're part-time employed. And what does that relate to? Well, if you take U6 and rip out the birth-death ratio, which is nothing but a scam, you get 21.9%, and that's using their figures. Now, the figures were jiggled so badly last week that the figures that are going to come out in January for December are going to be dreadful. And in January, they have to make an adjustment because they discovered that the birth-death ratio was out of whack. That's the BLS now. And they're talking about cutting back on about 850,000 jobs, when in fact the figure is about 1.8 million that they've done erroneously. So January is going to be a dreadful-looking month, and we could have unemployment move up into the area of maybe close to 23%. And it isn't good. What's that?
We have spent trillions on this bailout, and the unemployment figures, which is really, it's the consumer spending. It's off, you say, 20%, and that's almost 70% of the GDP. 13 trillion in home equities is gone. 40% of the value just dropped in 2009, and we've got another 20% to go, Mr. Chapman?
That's right. And you know something? In Washington, on Wall Street, in the banking and insurance community, they could care less.
Incredible. Incredible. The other thing that we're watching go away and are going to go away next year, most of the pensions. Most of them will fall 50% funding or less. And 2011, you're looking by 2011 to have massive bank failures. Does that mean that it's going to be starting the huge failures next year? We're already seeing them pretty bad this year, aren't we?
Well, we've only had about 140. And if you look at the figures put out by the FDIC, I don't know the exact figure, but it's about imminent danger banks. They've got listed publicly at about 580. The real figure is 2,055 or something like that. And between now and the end of the year, a good many of them are going to go under. And the FDIC is not going to be able to handle it. The money from the FDIC that they receive, it comes to the banks and it goes into an account with the Treasury, just like Social Security and Medicare. And government spends all the money. So when they want money, they got to request it. Well, they did request it. And right now what they've got net is about $98 billion. And if those 2,000 banks go under, let's think in the next year and a half, the bill's going to be $1 trillion. Now, that tells me that sometime late next year, early the following year, that the FDIC is no longer going to exist. Because part of that $98 billion is $45 billion that they're going to receive shortly. And that's coming from the banks, and they're paying ahead 3 years of their dues to fund the FDIC, which is privately funded. And
you're looking at a failure rate of 10 times what the FDIC has. At that point, what will happen? Your money will simply not be insured in any bank, or will the Treasury pick it up?
No, it won't be insured. And I think when that becomes obvious, there'll be more and more pressure on the dollar. The dollar's rallying now. It's being rallied by the United States government. All of the brokerage firms and banks that act for the government, that is Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan Chase, Citigroup, they're long the dollar to beat the band. And they're the ones that are driving it out. They're also short gold in behalf of the United States government, gold, silver on the futures market. And they are also short the stocks, big time. In fact, in Goldman Sachs's quarterly report, it showed that they were short these stocks, and big. And they're short much bigger now. And the markets are all being rigged by our government. And we can't have that continue. And that's why Ron Paul's bill, hopefully which will pass the Senate, has passed the House, to investigate the Fed, will pass. Because we can put a stop to what these people are doing. They are looting us, and they are looting our country.
That's H.R. 1207, Senate Bill 604, Ron Paul's bill to very simply do one thing, audit the Fed. And what you'll understand when it's audited is we'll see how they've rigged the markets. More with Robert Chapman, the international forecaster. When we get back, Mr. Chapman starts off this week's international forecaster with a very incredible claim. Investors have a casino mentality. Just a casino mentality. 80% of the $12.7 trillion bailout to entities which caused the problem. They gave the same money to the same companies that caused the problem, looking to find something different. Mr. Chapman, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, is a common definition for insanity. This is absolute insanity. They are defining the term, aren't they?
Well, you're right, and Einstein said relatively the same thing.
Well, we're in good company because they keep giving the same money to the people who caused the problem, and these people haven't changed a bit. They're doing the exact same thing, and it's no wonder that you say in the next year to year and a half that the dollar will be devalued for international trading unit. That isn't an if, that's it will happen in the next year to year and a half. When that happens, their whole game falls apart, doesn't it?
Right. Just look at what the Arab states have done. They're forming the dinar. They're backing it with other currencies, and eventually it'll float on its own. And they said we just cannot continue to accept the dollar in payment for our products, which is oil. And they're right. And what has happened is the criminals in Wall Street, in banking, in insurance, and in Washington have looted the world. They've looted everything.